And what's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Talkin' NASCAR podcast. Being joined tonight by Hitmaster, as always. Welcome back. This is episode number 54, which is awesome. We got a lot to talk about today. Of course, we're going to recap the events at Texas Motor Speedway as well, and take a look how that shook up the playoff grid for the weekend. Also, we got some news that's both coming out and has came out. We're recording this a day earlier than we usually do because it's already happened, but the Lions play on Thursday again, so we're not going to be recording during that. No, we don't do that.
And the Lions are going to beat the Packers. Just like little, spoiler.
Then after that, after the end, we will take a look at the Xfinity and Cup playoff grids, see how they changed up, and we'll preview this weekend's action at Talladega. So it should be a good one there. But first, let's talk about Texas. Knock that out of the way real quick. I did not get to watch any of the racing this weekend. I was working. No, what was I doing? I was working Saturday, and Sunday we were at the Ren Fair. You've seen some shorts come up this week from the Ren Fair. More are coming, I think. But we were gone at that all day, and also, so I just wasn't able to watch any of the racing this weekend, which sucks. This weekend, Talladega will probably be the same thing, but anyways, I did watch the highlights. A lot of drivers had some in the Xfinity race for playoff drivers. It was not a great day for all the playoff contenders. Jeb Burton had a mechanical problem that took him out of contention fairly early on in the race. Josh Berry and Austin Hill were caught up in a crash. So remember, Berry wrecked at Bristol as well. So that's back-to-back DNFs for Josh Berry in the opening round of the playoffs. So that is not good at all. Hello. No, I do not want a software update. There we go. Other than that, some late restarts, but mostly long green flag runs. Other than that, nothing super noteworthy happened to any of the playoff drivers, but surprise, surprise. And I know for a fact after last episode, I correctly predicted the Xfinity winner, John Hunter Nemechek, got the win, his 7th of the season, and he is locked into the next round as if he wasn't going to be locked in already on points. But yeah, I don't know how many. Again, I don't know how many correct predictions we made across all the trucks and the Xfinity and the Cup predictions that we made over the last episodes. But it's really, really cool. I know I got that one. That was pretty awesome. So, then on to the Cup race. A lot of tire problems in this race. In fact, 2 wheels just completely fell off the car. One from Austin Dillon and another one from the Rick Ware 51, which I don't remember who was driving that this weekend. But they had a lot of problems there. There are a lot of wrecks, surprisingly, for a Texas race in 2023. And from what I saw with the highlights, again, I didn't get to watch the full race, but with what I saw with the highlights, the racing didn't look half bad. For Texas standards, it didn't look terrible. The restarts were pretty exciting. It seemed like you could actually make a pass, though most of the time when you made a pass, it resulted in a crash. But in my opinion, that's better than not being able to make a pass at all. So some level of improvement, if not a great amount of improvement, I guess. But, oh well. It was a great day, however, for a couple of drivers. Bubba Wallace had a great afternoon, was leading very, very late in the race, and then a lot of restarts happened all back-to-back and kind of screwed him over. He had the fastest car, but he got screwed over on a restart, the last restart of the race, and that was allowing for William Byron to capitalize and take the lead late and cruise home with the victory. So he has won, I think that's his fifth win of the season, sixth win maybe. But he is locked in now to the next round.
So, yeah.
Locked into the next round, and it is a milestone victory as well because that is 300 Cup wins for Hendrick Motorsports. Scored by the 24 car. Pretty cool thing to do there. So that was pretty good. As far as other playoff drivers, it was a terrible day for Kyle Busch. He wrecked in the first stage, got no points. Ryan Blaney also got caught up in a late wreck, as did Kyle Larson. After Larson was running up front and contending for the win late in the race, Blaney was running about mid-pack when he crashed. But other than that, nobody outstanding for the day. But Kyle Busch's crash definitely wasn't that good. Especially seeing he didn't get any stage points, and that's going to put him far back. But other than that, overall, I mean, my final thoughts for Texas. I mean, I thought it was okay. I mean, I didn't watch the full things, obviously. I think it was a little bit better than past weekends, or past races at Texas with the new configuration, but I don't really still think it's deserving of a playoff date. But, what are we going to do? NASCAR loves going there, so not really what they're going to do. I don't know if you got any other thoughts from the weekend, Hitmaster, but
I looked at the highlights, and Texas didn't look half bad as what I was thinking it was going to be. My opinion.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I mean, it's still the same old Texas, but
yeah, still not great. I think it would still be fine to keep it. There have been rumors going around about Texas's future in the Cup Series because wondering if they were going to take its date off the playoff schedule because Xfinity and Truck are moving to the spring for Texas already, as is the IndyCar race that ran at Texas. That is also being moved, and they're looking to line up a different date with the playoff race that lines up with the playoff race. So there's rumors that Texas is getting moved, but that has not been confirmed yet. So really the future of this track is up in the air, as it really should have been for the last 5-6 years or so. So anyway, not a bad weekend though. Take that one to the bank, I guess. But that's all we had really for Texas. Moving on, some other stuff. This is a wild story. There's a former NASCAR driver running for political office in Maine. We find, and I was running for a congressional district. See if I can find it. Ooh, sorry. Is it this one? No. Oh, Herbie Sadler was also running for office. That was last year. Herbie Sadler's running for state senate, apparently. Well, that's not what I was looking for, but that's pretty cool. There we go. It's former NASCAR. He's not running anymore, obviously. Oh, you got something?
Oh, I was gonna say, there's a paint scheme gonna be starting at Talladega. If you
yeah, I got that on the list. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know you did. Okay, we'll talk about that.
How could I not? Anyway, so anyway, this driver's name is Austin Theriault. He's running to unseat Democratic Representative Jared Golden in Maine. So he's running against. He apparently competed in the Cup Series, but I don't know who he ran for. It's apparently expected to be a very competitive race. Probably more competitive than any of his efforts on the track. Seeing I have no idea who this guy is. I do not want emails from the Associated Press. I already have way too many emails. Well, that's cool. He ran a cup race. He's only 29 years old as well, so that's a little young for office, but it's pretty cool. So maybe he'll win, maybe he won't. Maybe it'll be like a Dr. Oz type situation. Who knows? But that's pretty cool. He's running for congressional office there. That's what Hitmaster was bringing up earlier. We got a paint scheme announcement for Talladega, and it's a pretty fun one. Stuart Haas is doing the fun. They're doing a Talladega Nights tribute throwback paint scheme duo for Talladega. It's going to be Ryan Preece and Chase Briscoe. And so Ryan Preece is going to have the Wonder Bread car look from the movie, and Chase Briscoe is going to have the Old Spice look that Cal Naughton Jr. has in the movie. So that's pretty cool. This is not the first time that a Talladega Nights paint scheme has been ran. Kurt Busch, I think, is the only other driver to do it, though. He did it twice. In 2012, in the spring race, he did the Cougar car, which looked really cool. And then when he was with Furniture Row in 2013 in the fall race, he did the Wonder Bread car. I actually have a diecast of that, a 164 diecast of that car. That looks really cool. That looked really cool too. Though I don't know if that was a partnership with Talladega Nights or not, but seeing it was only a one-off thing, I'm assuming it was a partnership. But anyway, it's been a while since they brought it back. And they're doing together. This is the first time the Cal Naughton scheme's ever been ran, which is actually no, not true. Tony Stewart did the Old Spice car in 2006 in the Xfinity race in the spring to promote the movie, but I don't know if that was I don't know if that was for the movie or just like a one-off thing. So I guess they've done that. It's the first time it's done in Cup, and that was a long time ago too. That was when the movie originally came out, but they look awesome. Paint scheme duo. It would be kind of cool if they kind of did like maybe Kevin Harvick did the Cougar car and Eric Almirola did the Perrier car. So like you get all four like the big ones in there with the team. I think that would have went pretty cool. But obviously they probably didn't get the licensing for that, or they just didn't want to go for it. Whatever. It was still pretty fun to see them both on the track. And it's kind of funny. A lot of people are making memes. They're doing like a side-by-side meme thing. You've got the Ricky Bobby flip scene in Talladega Nights. You got that on the left, and then you have Ryan Preece's flip at Daytona on the right about how like similar they are, and like, well, you should have done this a few weeks ago at Talladega, or at Daytona, I should say. And I think that's pretty funny. It's whatever. But yeah, these are really cool. I don't know what your thoughts on it are. I guess I don't know your thoughts on the movie either. You give a little bit of both.
I grew up watching that, and like every night when my friend would come over, I'd always say, "You know what we're gonna watch today?" He goes, "What?" I go, "We're gonna watch the Ballad of Ricky Bobby." So we'd put it into the computer and watch it all night, and then when it's over, we just go all the way back to the beginning and watch it again. Go to the beginning and watch it again. It was my favorite one.
It's a good movie. It gets a bad rap, but I think it's a good movie. Funny, yeah, too. So it'll be cool to see those cars on the track, for sure. So we got some silly seasons.
Getting their die casts.
You're getting sure. Yeah, that'd be cool if they actually make them. I heard the Rocket League car got canceled for a diecast. That was originally supposed to
No,
be.
but it did. If you go to Rocket League, you get the actual car to use on the game.
Yeah, they put it in the game, but they were
So
Lionel was supposed to make a diecast too, and that got canceled after originally being announced, which that kind of sucks. The Pistons car still has also not been made, which is very disappointing. But oh well. Out. Sorry about that. Anyway, we got some silly season news as well. First off, Sammy Smith is switching teams. He's going from Gibbs over to Junior Motorsports next year in the Xfinity Series. He'll be taking the 8 car. So not a bad ride to switch over to. I don't know how much of an upgrade it is between what he's got now and what he's going to, but I think those two teams are going in opposite directions right now, and he's going to be joining the one that's going up. So I think that will work just fine for him. Also, Ryan Preece back in the news. He's coming back to the 41 next year. And this might be a little bit surprising, seeing the rumor is that Stewart-Haas was supposed to sell off a couple of their charters after the season. So it was kind of unclear who was going to fill the ride. We know Ross Chastain's going to the 4, but we didn't know what was going to happen with another ride. Are they going to have another ride? What's going to happen like Eric Almirola? But Ryan Preece is coming back. He hasn't been that great. Honestly, he's had some flashes of talent. But I think Tony Stewart saw more in him than we've seen so far, at least. But apparently it was enough to get him another ride back. So we'll see what happens there. Some penalizations after Texas. Austin Dillon, the 3 and 51 Cup teams were both penalized. Like I talked about earlier in the race recap, they lost wheels, and that results in a penalty. So each team had 2 pit crew members suspended. That's the penalty. Not really anything that they have to worry about. Neither of them are in playoff contention. And the 51 at this point is just logging laps after a not great season. Per usual for a Rick Ware racing team. Same with Austin Dillon too. But was just announced earlier today at the time of recording this, where it's going up a couple days after. Chandler Smith is going to be driving the 25 truck at Talladega. You guys remember in last week's episode we talked about Matt Benedetto, who had gotten released from Rackley WAR. And they were unsure of who was going to fill the ride for the next 3 races. Well, Chandler Smith is going to do Talladega. It's still not confirmed who's going to do the next 2 races or who's going to be joining the Dret team next season. We still have no update on where Matt Benedetto is going either. So, there we go. And then the biggest news of the week, at the time of recording this at least, has to be that just came out today as well. Kyle Busch Motorsports has been sold to Spire Motorsports. This is pretty big for a lot of reasons. Hitmaster seems happy. I'll let him take away on his thoughts of this.
I've always hated Kyle Busch Motorsports. I've always hated it just because, I get it. Kyle Busch is the owner. It's in his name. But now he won't be coming back to the trucks. And what's funny is he said this about a month or 2 ago, that he said once Braxton, his son, gets older, he was going to retire from the Cup Series, and he was going to put his he was going to do one more truck season, and then after that retire, but put his son in the truck. But now, ain't gonna happen. So
No, that will not be happening. Unless he
now
created
I'll put on the Richard Petty hat and say that he done for.
The only explanation would be to that is he like put it in like the written contract for Spire, like, hey, you got to give me and my son a ride if we ask for it, and like
Right.
that's the quota thing. Maybe, I don't know. This is big because this is huge as well for Spire Motorsports because they have not been very competitive. But Kyle Busch Motorsports is a really, really good truck team. They've won championships, they've won lots of races, and are always a threat for the win. And Spire buying out this team, increasing their assets, increasing their strength on top of what operations they already have, is really going to increase their truck success. And I think that will facilitate to some growth with their Cup team too. Maybe they'll get better in Cup because God knows there's only way to go but up for Spire Motorsports and Cup, especially when you hire Ty Dillon. But so that'll be good for them. So it's huge opportunity for Spire. So I didn't see it coming. Personally, sorry, I'm very tired. I didn't see it coming personally. Because I can't like what Hitmaster said. Kyle Busch said that he wanted to race with his son and then give his son the ride. Why would you give up your race team when that has not happened yet? There's a lot of questions that'll probably not get answered. Either Spire cut him a really good deal, or I guess no. Either Spire offered him a lot of money, or they cut a deal with him to follow through on that promise while also selling the team. I don't know. And we may never know. But that was pretty big. But that was really it for the week. I know we're recording a day earlier than we normally do. So that's why. I'm going to look again really quickly. See if there's any other news things going on. I know they just crowned the iRacing champion. What was that, like a couple of days ago?
News alert, guys. It was me. No, I'm just kidding.
Imagine.
If I get good someday, maybe it could happen.
So I'll look that up. We can give him a congratulations. I don't know why I didn't put that on here. Nascar iRacing.com Series Champion. They've been going since 2010? Holy moly. Really?
Yep.
Championship. It's not showing me. Shit. Oh, maybe it wasn't crowned. Oh no, Steve Wilson. Steve Wilson was the champion. It was late yesterday, or Tuesday, I guess the time it's coming out. So congratulations, Steve Wilson, on your championship. So that's pretty cool. Alright. Sorry. I don't know if we talked about this before, but Boris Said is coming back to NASCAR. He's going to run the Xfinity HendrickCars.com 17 car. It's going to be the first, and then the Roval. He's going to run the Roval. He has not ran a NASCAR in 2 years. He's 61, just turned 61. So happy birthday, Boris said. But it's cool to see him back in the car. Says it's going to be his last hurrah in NASCAR as well. So. But other than that, again, really didn't have any news. Hitmaster, I don't know if you had any news.
So, while I'm driving by Corrigan Oil Speedway, they're putting away the dirt. And I don't know if I said this in the last one, but they canceled the monster trucks. Probably because there was no tickets for that.
Nobody bought tickets?
Nobody bought tickets, so they canceled the entire thing.
I would... A monster truck show and nobody bought tickets?
I'm surprised.
That has to be fraud, right? Like, they have to be lying.
Unless they're putting the dirt on the track and they're going to get dirt cars to race around it.
It'd be like a demolition derby at that point.
Yeah,
I guess they already do.
mean, they already do it on the asphalt, so might as well.
Right, yeah.
Or, But, I'm going to look right now to see if there's any other news on that.
I did not know that it, I didn't know that it, got canceled. I remember that. But I thought it was a little later. I guess time's been flying by. I didn't know that had already happened. Because I was considering maybe going.
They changed their name to Spartan Speedway again.
Oh yeah, because Corrigan Oil's not, no more Corrigan Oil. It's back to Spartans again. Yes.
Because it says right here, because they're looking for a JCB mechanic. I don't even know what that is. But then it says, go to SpartanSpeedway@gmail.com if you can help. So, but that's about it. I mean, the website still says Corrigan Oil Speedway.
Yeah, but they're probably not going to change that right away. Their online presence is quite minimal. That's all I'll say on that one.
Let me see here. It's funny. It says the next Corrigan Oil Speedway thing to be announced. Yeah, definitely. It will be announced. Never. But I mean,
yeah, we'll see.
Schedule. Let's see.
And cancellation could have been for a multitude of reasons as well. Maybe lack of staff, bad weather. Maybe the monster truck people pulled out. You never know.
Yeah.
Lack of ticket sales is probably just a facade, so they don't have to say the real reason.
But that's all that there is right now on that website. So.
The only other thing, obviously it's been about a couple of weeks now since NASCAR Arcade Rush debuted. We read a couple of reviews last week, but now that it's been out a little bit longer, I thought we would go back and see any more reviews that have come up about the game.
I'm actually going to look that up too.
It's also, I will say, there's one group called the Xbox, what are they called? The Xbox Hub. They are not liking the game. They're getting an average score of about 2.5 out of 5, which is not great. And this is, I'm going to read their review because we got some stuff to dispute here. So it was written by Neil Watton, was written only a few days ago at the time this is coming out. When was the last time you played a good NASCAR game? Has there truly ever been one? Yes, there has. There's been many truly good ones in the time. We've been racking our brains and have only managed to drag up memories of Daytona, USA in the arcades in 1990s. But aside from that, no, we don't think there's ever been a properly good NASCAR game. Well, you are wrong. You are wrong. The EA days.
You got Daytona. You got NASCAR or NR 2003. You got freaking. I'm gonna say this right now, but the NASCAR Heat franchises. Some of them were good. Some of them were bad. I have to say, NASCAR Heat 5 was good, and NASCAR Rivals was okay. But there have been some good ones.
I mean, you just have to go back to the prime EA days in like the mid 2000s.
Just ask Tyler; he's played all of them.
Thunder 2003 to 06. I mean, those are all prime games alone. So obviously these people already don't know what they're talking about, but for the sake of content, we're going to keep reading along. Which is strange, really, especially when you consider the love for the sport, particularly from the North American audience. God damn, they've tried over the last few years. It's been the NASCAR Heat games that have attempted to replicate the real world over racing. They have ultimately failed. I wouldn't say they failed. They weren't great, but they weren't terrible either, especially what we got after that. And so it comes to Game Mill Entertainment and Team 6 Game Studios to instead turn their attention to a more arcade-style racer, one that totally forgoes any form of simulation to deliver some super fast NASCAR racing action. It's with that in which NASCAR Arcade Rush comes about. For as fun as it can be, though, once again, the NASCAR masses will be left wanting with this Arcade Rush. Perhaps it's time to start paying more of an interest to other forms of motorsport. You know what? If your love for a sport is solely based on the video games they release based off of that sport, then yeah, maybe you should be looking at a different sport, or watch the sport on TV. I don't think any NASCAR fan will stop watching NASCAR just because they release a bad NASCAR game. Like, how dumb do you have to be?
I don't know if you were done.
No, not yet. Hold on.
Okay. Go ahead.
NASCAR Arcade Rush is the most simple of arcade racers. Well, I don't deny that. In fact, with just 12 tracks, a Cup Series, quick races, and time attack options. I don't know what the fuck time attack options means. There's absolutely nothing here that will come as a surprise. It's like the devs have taken what every single arcade racer from the last 20 years have tried and just chucked it in. Then you decide to include some multiplayer options. Again, you'll be left unshocked. Is the goal really to make the player shocked? Like,
I played a lot of NASCAR Unleashed, and that didn't make me shocked. It just was enjoyable.
so what have we got? Well, nothing spectacular, with the Cup Series allowing you to play on rookie or elite levels, with 4 races making up each. Kind of like Mario Kart. Win one and you'll unlock the next and the next and the next, and you'll find yourself flying through the rookie season without a care in the world, with AI. Let's see what other. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's quite long. It is. Oh my God! It is. Okay. I'm not going to read any more of it because he obviously doesn't know what he's talking about, and it's also way too long for me to want to read it. So.
I do got 2 real quick, and they're very short. There's one guy that says, not recommended, 1.3 hours on record. This was September 20th, so 7 days ago. This is the newest one. And I mean, he may be...
Are you on Steam?
Not a very good reviewer, because it says 5 reviews that he's done, and his name is Total_Destroyer with a SpongeBob logo.
Fuck.
So, but he says, I think this game would be better at $20 for the content. As of right now, there is no replayability to it. It's fun when you first play it, but by the time you race at all the tracks, you just don't want to play it anymore or think about returning. So for now, thumbs down. Okay,
He's not wrong that it's probably not worth $50.
but he's wrong about putting his name as total underscore destroyer.
Are you reading Steam reviews? Is that what you're on?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just on the internet.
And then this one just made me laugh. Let's start off from the beginning. This was September 16th, by Alex K Videos 1. He played 1.8 hours, and he did not recommend it. This game is so effing bad, from its understeering handling, terrible collision physics, lackluster graphics, bad car models, brain dead AI, and so much more. This is another awful Team 6 game. Don't buy this game, not worth more than $10 at max. And and this is the funny part. If you want to see this shit in action, here is a live stream where I slowly lose insanity, and then he puts his YouTube.
Way to promote your YouTube channel through a review on Steam. What a guy. That sounds like something I'd do.
There
Okay.
was someone that recommended it though, which is very odd. Fun arcade NASCAR game with surprisingly good custom cars. I am a sucker for NASCAR though. LOL. Perfect for Steam Deck.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm sure it's not terrible, right? Like, but it's just not worth what they're pricing it as, and they overhyped it, I think. But as a concept, it's still obviously I never played it, but
right. And this is the last one. This guy, oh my god, this guy put a half hour into this game. What the fuck, dude?
And he reviews it.
Right.
Look.
This was September 17th.
Oh my god, 2 days after it came out.
I say this is as a huge NASCAR fan, not really, because you only played a half an hour. The premise of this game is good. I like the focus on speed and cornering instead of hokey power-ups. Half an hour, remember that. However, the camera almost makes the game unplayable. The camera is not completely centered behind the car, making it difficult to set up a corner. Additionally, the camera is so low to the grand. To the grand? Does he mean the ground?
Oh god.
That it is so
not
hard
credible
to set up
at
a
all.
corner when going up an incline with the apex at the peak. It would also be nice to have an indicator that warns you if pit road is on the left or right. I know that the easy fix for these complaints is to learn the track better.
Well,
However,
yeah.
this is an arcade game meant to be picked up and played simply, not like something like Forza. No shit. Called NASCAR Arcade. What do you expect? It's an
Right,
arcade
like,
game.
and he's thinking that, like, even like when you play a NASCAR arcade game in an arcade, it's not you're not gonna get it perfect like blind going in the first try. Like
Right.
I remember we were, I played them like when we go to like Chuck E. Cheese, there was like a NASCAR thing or like a racing thing. It wasn't NASCAR themed, but it plays the same. You're not gonna. I couldn't get it after like 5 races, let alone one. Or when we went to the NASCAR Hall of Fame, you could do like a simulator. It was like an arcade machine, not like iRacing. It was not as technical as that. But you could sit down and do like a simulator. Fuck if I could know what I was doing during half of that, right? So you're not gonna get through. You gotta play more than a half an hour before leaving a review. Okay, all right. You
To
might
be
think,
honest, I feel like this guy is just one of those people that just go, actually.
you're probably not wrong. And then I can hear you all typing away the comments right now. Oh, but you only play like 15 minutes of a Pokemon game before reviewing it. Not true. Not true. Not true. I play at least a few hours worth of it, okay? I at least progress through a bunch of the story. I try to get as many Pokemon as I possibly can. And then I quit and I review it because I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan in the world, okay? But I play more than 30 minutes, god damn it. Okay?
It shows because me and the others have a Pokemon Go thing, and he's not in it.
Well, I don't play Pokemon Go. I used to. I don't play anymore, though. Anyway. I do have one more pulled up. I'm not going to review it, though, because it's a long one. And moral of the story for Nascar Arcade Rush. Reviews are getting worse. And so, point still stands as same as last week. Wait to pick it up. Wait for a sale, or wait for it to even go free. Sometimes really, really free, or close to free, pretty much. Don't pay full price for it. And really, I don't even know if I'm ever gonna get it. I really don't think I will. But you're a big fan of like arcade gaming. It's probably for you. I wouldn't pay $50 for it. But oh well. But that's really all that we had for news wise. Now it's time to start looking forward to next week's action. First, we got to take a look at the playoff grids. Hitmaster, if you want to get on that.
I already am on it. I have my phone right next to me.
Awesome. So we'll start with the Xfinity Series, because I know there was a lot of big shakeup with that.
So, with John Hunter Nemechek winning, he is locked in to the round of 8.
Yeah,
round of 8.
Round 8.
With Justin Allgaier, who won at Bristol. And I think this is the cutoff, if I'm not mistaken.
Talladega is the cutoff, yep.
Okay. So that means right now, I'm just going to say this right now because I feel like these two are going to be locked in. Cole Custer, 63 points ahead. He's definitely locked in.
Oh, yeah.
Austin Hill, who is 44 points ahead. I think he's locked in. If he leads maybe or wins the stage. Same thing with Chandler Smith. He is 32 points ahead. If he wins the stage, I think he gets it. But those are 4th and 5th. Sammy Smith, he is in 6th, 18 points. Now, he's still on the cutoff, or he's there that could be eliminated. Shelton Creed is in 7th with 9 points ahead of the cutoff. He could still be out. Daniel Hemrick is 1 single point ahead of the cutoff.
Ooh.
Just 1.
You're not safe there.
And you know who's behind him? Behind the cutoff? The announcer for the Cup Series, Parker Kligerman. He is 1 point below the cutoff. And then you got Jeb Burton, Ward Burton's son, I believe.
I think it's Jeff Burton's son. Cousin? I don't know. Family at some point.
It's part of the Burton family.
Yeah.
Josh Berry is in 11th with 27 points behind the cutoff. And Sam Mayer is 34 points behind the cutoff. Those two drivers need a win. So that's the playoffs for the Xfinity Series.
And then we go to the Cup.
I'm going to go to the... Doesn't the truck race?
Truck didn't change, though, because they didn't race last week, so...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They're only doing the ones that changed.
Okay. So...
Okay, now I work it.
With William Byron winning at Texas, he will make it to the round of 8. With, right now, hate to say it, Denny Hamlin is in 2nd place, 37 points ahead. Maybe he'll wreck out and get to the cutoff. Hopefully he gets wrecked in the first lap. Chris Buescher is 3rd let's all remember. I swear, if he wins the championship this year, I will give him mad props.
He's doing good. That's all I'm saying.
He
That's
came
doing
from
good.
nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he sucked the entire year, and then all of a sudden at Richmond, I'm just going to keep winning. One at Richmond, one at Michigan.
And here he is.
I mean,
Just coming out of
Christopher
nowhere.
Bell, who has won only one race, which was the Dirt Bristol, which I'm very shocked he hasn't won another one. Martin Truex Jr., he is 19 points. Well, that's funny, actually.
Oh, that's
Christopher Bell is 20 points ahead of the cutoff, his number. And then Martin Truex Jr. is 19 points ahead of the cutoff, his number.
That's hilarious.
Then you got Ross Chastain, he's still in it, 12 points ahead of the cutoff. Brad Keselowski is in the playoff. And I said it like Larry Mack did when he won at Talladega. So
Brad Keselowski
won
his
this
race.
And Kyle Larson is on the cutoff, 2 points ahead. So that means for the cutoff, the man that almost won at Texas, Bubba Wallace, dominated the entire race, by the way. 2 points behind the cutoff. And guess who's behind him? His teammate, Tyler Reddick, 3 points behind the cutoff.
3 below?
Ryan Blaney is 11 points behind the cutoff. And Kyle Busch is the last person on the cutoff, 17. So, honestly, this Talladega race is going to be...
It's going to shake some things up.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely going to shake some things up. It should be a good one this weekend for sure, Talladega. With the Xfinity, with the trucks and Cup running this weekend. Lots of intensity, always for a plate race. Expect a flip, expect a flip, expect a close finish, expect big wrecks, expect an upset winner, expect the playoff grid to change a bunch. So it should be a very, very exciting weekend. I do not think I'm going to get to watch any of the racing this weekend, which I'm not very happy about, but maybe I may be able to sneak in some of the Cup race. I'm still figuring that out, but regardless, still gonna be a good weekend, and it should be fun as we creep into October and therefore closer to the end of the season. So let's run our predictions first for the Truck Series this weekend. It's their third to last race of the season. Someone looks into trying to get into the Final Four. Who do we think is going to win?
So I know this won't probably happen, but I'm going to do it anyways. I think that this will be the first time ever in NASCAR history that we will see a woman driver winning. I choose Hailie Deegan to win at Talladega.
How did I know you were going to pick Hailie Deegan?
The only reason why I picked her is because of the fact that this is Talladega. Anything can happen.
That is true. Anything can happen.
Talladega and Daytona are the only two tracks I'd probably pick her to win because, anything can happen at Dega and Daytona.
Right. Shit. Crap, I can't figure out who I want to win the race. Let's see. Let's find a random driver to pick.
You should pick Matty D.
Yeah. Pick a guy that's not racing. That's how you do it. Let's pick Timmy Hill in the 56 Toyota to win Talladega. How crazy would that be? So why not? It's like you said, it's Talladega. Anything can happen. So, and then Cup Series racing this weekend.
I thought Xfinity was racing too.
Nope, Xfinity is off. I think this is their last off weekend.
Oh.
Until the end of the season.
So, I have some good news, everybody.
They're back. All right.
They are back. I found them. They were actually in my drawer.
Huh.
Right there.
Insane. All right, here we go.
But chase her up. This is yours. And it will be. I don't think you're gonna win this, but you never know.
Hey. Look.
Talladega. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Oh well. All right.
And for me, I bet you right now I'm gonna get a gift or something like that. Harvick.
You know, not a bad pick. His last race at Talladega. Again, anything can happen. He's got nothing to lose at this point. I mean, he's out of the playoffs, so not too shabby of a selection there. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of the Talking NASCAR podcast. It's going to do it for this video as well. So thank you to Hitmaster for coming on this week. If you would like to be a guest on the Talking NASCAR podcast, we always take guests. All you got to do is go join the Perkins London Company Discord server. Link is in the description below. You can request the Talking NASCAR role. One of us will get it to you, and you get in contact with us through the chat, and we will be able to schedule time for you to come on. So should be a lot of fun there. But anyways, stay tuned for next week's episode when we recap all the wild events at Talladega and look forward to Charlotte, as well as all the news and breaking stuff that will come in between. So should be really, really, really good there. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Subscribe to Hitmaster, subscribe to me, and check out all of our awesome content coming to you from both our channels. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Goodbye.